me how y'all got into your sports.
So for me, my 3 older sisters and my mom all played volleyball, and I honestly just wanted to follow in their footsteps and loved the sport and the team aspect of it.
I originally started with soccer. I played soccer for 10 years. My dad was a collegiate soccer player, so that's kind of what I wanted to do. And I realized that I kind of had a lot of just endurance on the field and ended up making the switch to track and focusing in on that for college.
I actually didn't start running until my freshman year of high school, and ever since then I've just loved it so much. Love the competitiveness of it and just the whole team aspect.
SMU had a great run in the volleyball tournament. How did you land on picking SMU?
Yeah, I think my 3 things that were big to me was location, team, culture, and opportunities / like academics. I wanted to see if I could find a place that focused on all 3 of those, and SMU was kind of the perfect fit. What about you?
So for Pitt, I knew kind of that I wanted to go a little bit outside of Michigan, where I'm from. And with Pitt, it really was the best of both worlds with academics and also athletics. I could tell I was going to be valued there, and it ended up being the best decision. Mm-hmm. How about Ole Miss?
So I knew I wanted to go to a big school, but I also wanted to go somewhere homey, and that is so Ole Miss. It's a small college town. I knew team was so important to me, so I made sure I fell in love with the team at Ole Miss. It was actually my first visit, and I canceled everything else. I was like, this is where I'm going to be, and I love it so much. The coach there is amazing. The team's amazing. I love it.
So for me, I feel like I looked at a couple of deals when I was at Texas A&M and did a couple my freshman year. When did you guys kind of jump into the NIL world?
I would say about the same, my freshman year. That was the first year that NIL became a thing, so I kind of saw it as almost fate to kind of jumpstart into that. And yeah, since then, everything's been progressing quite a bit.
I think NIL is really cool because it gives student athletes this opportunity to kind of figure out what they're going to do after college. It gives you opportunities to, because I feel like whenever you're in your sport, it's so easy to focus on only that and not really think about life after college and that transition to finding a job. And I feel like NIL just gives you the opportunity to reach people, meet people, and work with brands. So I think it's really cool that that's a thing now and we can do this, because that wasn't the case 2-3 years ago.
Yeah. Is there a mentor that you guys had that helped walk you through everything?
I think I kind of took a lot of it on individually. I had help from my life skills department at Pitt. Otherwise, it was kind of me. I've always had a passion for content creation, so it was just kind of experimenting with things and seeing what worked.
Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah, for me, when I transferred over to SMU, one of my teammates, Alex Glover, she was super big in the space and had all of these deals, and so I just honestly wanted to learn from her. So I talked with her and strategized on how she got these deals. So honestly, each week she'll send me new deals and stuff. So she's been super helpul to all of that.
That's awesome. She was in the program too as well.
Actually, shout out, yeah.
I didn't have anyone to look to. It was really just people on social media, and then I'm really grateful for the program that we're in, the Meta, NIL, NCAA program. It's really cool because we got to meet with mentors there and talk to people that worked for ESPN or Disney or Nike, and I feel like those are just awesome resources that I never thought we would get, which is really cool.
Yeah. I feel like that was one of my favorite parts, was getting to connect with people from Meta or NCAA, and then as well as getting the NIL mentors, so Alex or Emily Cole or whoever it was,
yes.
Open to talking, and I would talk to them for an hour, and they were just helpful and happy to help. So I love that part.
And it was also cool getting to meet all the other girls from all over the country, meeting people you wouldn't have thought you would have or wouldn't have gotten the chance to meet. Mm-hmm. So it was cool just getting to meet everyone for sure.
For me, my biggest challenge would be I would reach out to a bunch of brands, 10s, 15 brands or whatever, and not getting anything back or no response, just ghosted. So for me, that's a little to my confidence, but I think you'll find the right ones. For me, I'm okay, I don't need to search too hard and stuff. Like I'll put out the content that I like, and the brands that like align with my values will end up reaching out, and I feel like it's worked out so far. But yeah, that'd be my biggest challenge.
One of the biggest challenges too is like not knowing if, like getting emails and like seeing that it's a brand that you want to work with and it's like not the right one, and or it's like completely fake. So I think that's something that a lot of athletes need to be careful about, and something that I've had to experience too is like, okay, this is not actually a legit company and they're trying to scam you and all that. You hear so many stories of athletes, you know, them taking advantage of, you know, their social media platforms and stuff. So it's a little tricky, and I feel like you just have to be careful with that.
Yeah, I would agree with that, both things definitely, but especially with getting like fraudulent emails. For me, if that happens and email looks a little weird, I kind of will want to do my research a little bit, figure out who is involved in the company, and then reach out to them directly and be like, hey, is this fake? And they'll be like, yes, it's fake.
Yes.
And then you kind of move on from there. Or they say, no, it's not fake. And I'm like, oh, awesome. So approaching it that way can be helpful too.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a good point. Like, I feel like at first when I would get like people reaching out, I'd be like, oh my gosh, yes, immediately. Whereas like now, like taking a step back to like actually like research and like see if this is like a brand that like I even like and want to like promote.
So how is like balancing content creation, school, athletics, all of it?
It's a lot, but I feel like creating content is kind of like a little bit of my outlet. It's a way for me to kind of escape taking a break from school for a little bit, or finishing practice, and it's a way for me to just have fun. So I feel like, you know, after practice, if I have downtime, that's what I'm doing, is making content. And I feel like if you enjoy it, it doesn't feel like a stress or pressure to get stuff out there because it's fun. What about you?
I would say that's like my out. Like for me, it's like it's a way for me to express how like I like express my feelings, or like I don't know, express my like content ideas and stuff, because honestly it's turned into like a pregame ritual. So like I'll send out all the videos or content ideas that I want my teammates to be in, and they will study it, and everybody will be down and ready and trained for game day. And so for me it's like fun, and like we do it every time before our games. And also like if we have like a big upset, like I just love that like, I don't know, reaction of people and stuff. So I think it's a way for me to like express myself and show off SMU and the volleyball world too. So I love it.
Yeah, I agree with both of that. It's a great outlet, and also an awesome way to just bond more with your teammates and make rituals and things out of that. That's kind of the same with me. My biggest platform is YouTube, I would say, and so that has allowed for a lot of me becoming more personal with my audience, and that is connected back to my life as a student athlete. So I kind of like combining all three of those worlds, and doing that with my teammates has been just the most fun. So you're graduating in 2 days. That's so exciting.
No, I am excited. I think I'm definitely like, the 4 years went by so fast. I remember someone telling me that my freshman year, but like it truly does. And I just want to stay in college forever, honestly. It's so fun. But I have like learned so much, and like the person I was my freshman year is like so different from now, and I feel like that's the biggest like accomplishment there could be. Like the people I've met, the different schools, like have really shaped who I am today, and I'm like so grateful for both opportunities that I had. But what about you, graduating in May?
Yes, coming up. I'm really excited. A little nervous, you know, but I'm really excited. Same with looking at where I was freshman year compared to now, the growth. I'm just like really proud of myself, you know, academically, athletically, and also as a person. So yeah, it's been like a good experience with its ups and downs, you know, as an athlete, you always get that. But yeah, I feel like I'm excited for this new chapter coming up.
And you graduate, you still have one more year.
Still have one more year, which is crazy to think about, because I feel like you said, it flies by so fast. But I feel like you grow so much whenever you're in college, but especially as like an athlete, because you learn so much about NIL in general that has that helps you whenever you're transitioning out of college, and as well as just like whenever you're an athlete, like you do things differently. I feel like showing up extra early, and that stuff carries on to life after college. And so I don't know, there's a lot of lessons you learn, and I'm just so grateful for the experience because I feel like it just pushes you and makes you better. So it's exciting, it's crazy to think that we're just getting older and about to graduate, so it's cool.
I feel like it's been cool too to see like the growth of like women's sports too, like over the past couple of years, that like even like freshman year you like weren't really seeing as much about it, whereas now it's like
basketball, volleyball,
Yeah.
so much.
Track.
A lot more attention,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah, that's so good. So many like female athletes that are so deserving of that attention, finally getting that. So it's been, I'm glad that we're kind of a part of that, seeing that firsthand happening. It's really
And
cool.
even like things like the NIL Empower program, like that just being based on 50 female college athletes, that is so cool because that wasn't a thing, and now we get to learn from the greats and learn from people that came before us that went through college and or now are working at amazing companies that we all are repping or all the things. So it's really cool that we have those opportunities now.
For me, through the program, I got to connect with Emily Cole, and
I was gonna
Same.
talk about her.
I love Emily.
Okay, awesome. No, it was cool. I didn't know she's from like the same area as me. We live like 10 minutes away, but she was so helpful. Like I didn't expect for like a long convo. She's probably busy, but like talked for like 45 minutes, and she was just open to helping in like whatever way. She just wanted to hear like about me and like my journey and like what I like needed or like what I like wanted out of this experience. And so she was super helpful, as well as like Bailey Ortega. Like she was awesome with like giving me guidance on like different NIL deals and like what I should take or whatnot, and what she did and how her experience was. So yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say Emily Cole too, because that girl is a go-getter. She will chase after whatever she wants, whatever she puts her mind to, which is really cool. And other people that I would look up to as athletes would be my team, like the older girls on my team. I think they've really led the way for our program, and I just think they're great people too, and just it's so fun to wake up every day and go to practice and see them, and it's awesome.
Same, Emily Cole. As a fellow ACC track athlete,
Yeah.
I've kind of always thought she was amazing, and then everything she's doing now is awesome. But I guess from more of like a veteran perspective of like an athlete that I look up to, that it would be Allison Felix.
Oh, yes.
I've loved her since I was little, and I mean, she is a crazy decorated Olympian, super talented, but she's also done so much for mothers, for female athletes, using her platform to just better women's sports, and I love everything about her.
So what advice would you give someone who's like wanting to enter the program or like just starting college? Like what would you tell them?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that kind of deters people from starting NIL is people are afraid to get like judged on Instagram, and it's like, it's so not that deep, and we're all out here just trying to do our best and create a brand for ourselves. So I think the biggest thing to do if you really want to get started in NIL is posting and like just committing to that and building your brand. And if the first videos you put out aren't good, that's okay. We're learning, we're growing. So I think the biggest thing is kind of getting over that hump of just being nervous to post and just doing it. And then eventually people won't be like, oh, she's trying to be an influencer or whatever. It's like, no, that I am doing that. And it's just like kind of taking that back for yourself.
I would say is to be different. I know that's like super simple, but I feel like that will make a lasting impact on people. Is like, don't do what everyone else is doing. Like do something that people will remember you by, whether that's you meet someone really cool and you like write a letter and give it to them, or you send a thank you email. Like just do things that people don't think to do, because I feel like opportunities come that way, and you'll be remembered more by that than any other things you accomplish.
Yeah, I would say going off of those, like not being afraid to put yourself out there, because like you said, like the fear of like judgment or whatever it might be, like who cares, you know what I'm saying? Like people's opinions don't matter. Like when you're getting the deals at the end of the day, like it doesn't matter. And so not being afraid to like be authentically like yourself, because you're special, so who cares?
Well, this has been so fun meeting up with you guys.
Yes.
Huge shout out to the NCAA Meta program for bringing us together. So glad I got to meet you.
Me too.
So happy.
So
We should
fun.
cheers.
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 Woo.